What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital. Even though I've been saying a lot of Departures stocks recently, as our second channel has been going really well. So let me pull up the comments real quick. This will be your Friday live stream, and what a day it is today for the psychedelic sector, for Mindmed. Holy smokes, guys. I didn't know we'd get to $4 that quick, but here we are. So in this video, I'm going to be talking all about the moves for Mindmed. We'll look at the charts together. What a beast it's been, though. Don't forget to smash that like button. I will start this stream off by saying smash the like button. I feel like we're going to get way more traffic this time, just because of the attention that it's grabbed over the last, during its run up. So I've got my tea, I've got another drink, and hopefully my voice lasts. I'll do at least 30 minutes. But anyways, let me, I guess my phone's fully charged, so we're fine. So smash that like button. I will start this stream. And also don't forget to subscribe. So anyways, getting onto the content here. The first thing I wanted to say was I actually just recorded a 24-minute video talking about, my opinion on the recent moves for Mindmed and what's transpired over the last week or so. Going over the press release, the things that I think are the most important when it comes to Mindmed's recent news, the things that we should focus on. So that will be going on Departures stocks, like right after this live stream. I just need to quickly edit, and that will be good to go. So check out Departures stocks. I'll just post a link here in the stream, in the chat, for anyone who hasn't subscribed yet. Sorry guys, I'm promoting my new channel because I post every single day, just like I do for Departures Capital. But let's start this out like we do with every other stream, or at least every other video. It's Friday, so it's your market minutes. Let's talk about comment of the day. Where is Departures Capital? Perfect. So our last video, comment of the day, and I'll get to the live stream chat in 2 seconds. So JP Rowe, Mindmed price action showing a lot of strength, looking like another nice consolidation after the recent run up and getting ready to climb in the future. So the future is apparently today. Like I said yesterday, took profits and let 50% run. Mindmed, if anyone took profits, that's why with these kinds of stocks, I would never take 100% profits, just because we could still be very well in the infancy. How big do you estimate the chance they will go to the NASDAQ? I really like your videos. Greetings from Amsterdam. I think at this point, it's likely. I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to speak for Mindmed. That's not my place. But we can simply speculate, and I say that things are looking so far so good. They're looking very good. Aaron, just watched your video on the big update yesterday, and your song started playing at the end, and my 2 young sons started busting out some dance moves. Even they like the channel. Good stuff, Kyle. I appreciate your videos. Watching from Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. Jealous. Your weather's probably better than ours, although weather here in Ontario is actually pretty nice today. So I'll probably only stream for half an hour, but I will, have a chance to talk to all you guys. So can't wait for options to open up on DoorDash. Put City. That's hilarious. I thought that comment was really funny. DoorDash, and we've got Airbnb. I don't know, guys. Like, in the land of IPOs right now, the way things are going, if Mindmed IPOs, I don't know. Sorry, they've already IPO'd. If they uplist, I think it's going to be crazy. So anyways, I pray Mindmed will hit $100. Please, God. That's what Ash Graninja BC said. Loving the Mindmed updates. Have you seen the 1-year chart for Fate? And even better, look at how much they're up in the past 2 weeks. You think we should be buying before close or wait on Monday and hope for a dip? That's a tough call, man. I never give financial advice. But we will be looking at this stock later on. It's still up 29%. We're up a full dollar today. That's just crazy. Like, it's awesome. It's exciting. You know, it, if you have 1,000 shares, you made $1,000 today. If you have 10,000 shares, you made $10,000 today. The amount of money being created is quite something else. So I'm in Mindmed long term, though I didn't expect to have these gains this fast. Mindmed to the moon, Neil Armstrong. Sure hope so. First ever 1,000% gainer in less than 6 months. What's your 3 to 6 month prediction if uplisted? Thank you for Mindmed, man. I got in because of you. That's nice to know. And honestly, guys, like, as much as I don't claim to be an expert, you know, I'm just some guy who likes to talk about stocks. And this was my first IPO. Like, I've never attended an IPO. I've only YouTubed for 2.5 years now, and I was fortunate enough to be there, and so far so good. It just happened to be a winner. So, you know, I consider personally Mindmed to be beginner's luck for me. The company, obviously, you know, they've done amazing things so far. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. Yesterday, for some reason, the thumbnails weren't working, which was crazy because I uploaded this video and no thumbnail. So good thing it still got over 1,000 views. I was expecting, you know, to get like no views. Ian, Aaron, my main man, like the way you're thinking. Right on. Be super cool and dapper light. Last comment of the day, guys, and then we'll talk about other stuff. Smash that like button. I gotta say, I will say that a few times, but we're already at 98 people. It's only been 7 minutes, so thank you for tuning in. Even if you just tune in, drop a comment, smash the like button, of course, subscribe, and then get on with your day. I appreciate it. Mindmed may make first-time millionaires out of some early investors. Not too late to enter either, boys and girls. Especially when I think they will crush Compass prices upon uplisting. Because let's face it, Mindmed has a better strategy. Let's not forget to mention the amazing possibilities of helping these devastating mental health and addiction afflictions. This is a company we could all get behind. Move over to SpaceX and forget the moon. We're going to Mars. So nice optimism, Thomas. Like I said, I'll get back to all you guys this weekend on Departures Capital and on Departures Stocks. Eric Siegel, what are your thoughts on Palantir? I always say that wrong. I want to understand the business more. I kind of got an idea of what they're doing. I think they've got a fantastic idea. But yeah, it's an interesting stock. I've been talking about Mindmed since their IPO. Moon baby, this is just the start. Nice to hear. Yeah, man. I agree. Palantir, we'll see what happens. I do think that companies like Palantir have a lot of potential. So anyways, taking a look at the charts here, and on the day, we are currently at 19.6 million shares traded. Looks like we're going to crack 20 million shares traded today. Average 3-month volume of 5.2 million. Boy, has that ever increased. If we look at the last 6 months, so Compass IPO ignited the sector. We've seen some of the most volume we've ever seen, especially on this move up. And today's killer, nonetheless, 52-week range of 28 cents to $4.98. So, you know, wow. That's all I got to say. Nice to see Mindmed over $1 billion, but that for sure was expected. Fighting FOMO right now, and you know, FOMO is definitely an issue to be addressed. So that's the thing. The higher it goes, the faster it goes, the more speculative money comes in, and the more volatility results in that. So be careful, guys. I will say that I'm not going to give any financial advice, nor do I ever, but just please be ready for some volatility. And we've seen some good volatility so far. So let's get into the rest of the video. I'm not going to lose you guys and start talking about a bunch of different stuff. This video is titled Mindmed, and it deserves the majority of the attention. I do want to say, though, we will talk about a few other stocks at the end of this video. TAT is running. That's nice to see. I picked up some shares right around $3 because I saw this stock making a higher low by the looks of it so far. Fingers crossed. So we'll see if that happens. Continues to run. I like the way they have other tricks up their sleeves after the breakdown the psilocybin barrier. Yeah, so even if one thing doesn't go according to plan, they still have more than one thing. That's the thing about Compass. Not to say anything bad about the company, fantastic company, but they're focused on psilocybin. Mindmed's focused on much more than that. So, all right, guys. Is Mindmed creating the Tesla of mental health? Thoughts from CEO J.R. Ron, investor Kevin O'Leary. So this was something that I reiterated many times. Ever since the start, getting to meet Kevin O'Leary at the NEO and learning him talk about Mindmed and why he likes it. He likes the fact that they're not targeting recreational use for these. This is a medical approach, targeting FDA approvals, and his words himself, I got on board in a big way. I became a spokesperson for this sector. What I liked about Mindmed was they had multiple opportunities, multiple trials, multiple ideas, and multiple markets. So just to reiterate, and that's what I think at the end of the day separates Mindmed from recreational MJ companies is their medical. They can apply their stuff medically and not like they don't have to worry about serving the recreational market. And then JR comes from a really interesting background. He came to psychedelics after personal struggles with alcohol and drug addiction. So Mindmed is a biotech company that happens to be developing psychedelic medicines to treat big problems in society. So those were the little takeaways from that. Check out the video on Bazinga from their recent conference if you want more info. But now I want to talk about the news and some very interesting points that I wanted to make here. So on Departure Stocks, on Departure Stocks, we made a video. How does Mindmed compare to these three psychedelic companies? And we go over the financials. This time around, if there's one thing I can learn from the MJ sector is to be more focused, I guess you could say, on a company's balance sheet. That's something that I didn't know much about at the time. I wasn't that great at analyzing the financials. I didn't put much emphasis on that. I was more so, I invested in companies for the fundamentals or for the market opportunity without really analyzing. But I think this time around, investors are going to put a lot more emphasis on that just because we've seen so much dilution. We've seen so many companies raising money, diluting shareholders. That's what brought so many of these big MJ companies down, of course, because of lack of profits and lack of revenues and a bottlenecked market. But we're in a totally different market here. Yeah. Goodwill. Come on, guys. We know all about goodwill. So anyways, what I'm taking away from this press release is the fact that Mindmed has a much more solid cash position after this financing. So let's just go. I'm not going to read the thing, every single word, but I will talk about the things that I think are important and the things that I think, make this press release so significant and probably created a lot of people to look at it and say, holy smokes, I'm going to buy Mindmed because that seems to be what happened. I mean, it's not like we didn't think this financing was going to close. And if you go to Google, this is the news, but it's just pretty amazing how it ran almost because of this. So the key thing in this, I think, is 121.4 million Canadian or 94 million in cash. Post-financing cash reserves let's correct that. Post-financing cash reserves of 85 million to enable advancement of digital therapeutic division. But when it comes to their title of their press release, Mindmed closes upsized financing. Gross proceeds raised since company founding total 121.4 million. So they've raised, since they founded it, 121.4 million, but they've got cash of 85 million, 66 million USD. So just to make that little correction on the video that I will be uploading. But anyways, so some interesting things when it comes to this press release. I wanted to say, first off, Canaccord banked like crazy on this deal. They did the private placement or the offering at $1.90 for 18.1 million units. And what's interesting is each unit has half a warrant for $2.45, which now is well in the money until December 11, 2023, with an acceleration clause, meaning that if the stock trades above $4 on the NEO for 10 consecutive days, the company can then they can basically accelerate those warrants so that they, I believe, have an expiry date of 30 days following the date of written notice. So that means either give us the money now or sell the warrants, which is in their benefit because now they're above $4. So if they want giving trading above 4 for 10 consecutive days, Mindmed could then give them written notice saying, you know, all right, the warrants now have a 30-day expiration, and that's positive. So let's see what JR had to say. This was one quick little paragraph, and then we can go over a couple other things. Are these offerings kind of like insider buying? So it's like they allow Canaccord to buy more shares at $1.90. So they obviously saw a big upside, and that position has already more than doubled since then. So wow, I would have loved to be behind that deal. So Mindmed co-CEO JR said the global illness has made it clearer than ever that the current global mental health care market demands more comprehensive solutions to address multiple mental health and addiction crises around the world. The successful upsized financing from investors offers further validation that psychedelic medicines are being viewed as a promising new frontier in mental health treatments. As we advance and design the new treatment paradigm in mental health and addiction, we believe that interlacing digital therapeutics alongside regulated psychedelic drug development through rigorous science and at the FDA and other regulatory bodies will be integral to advancing in the potential healing of millions of patients globally. So, you know, that's another thing that's kind of cool about Mindmed. You know, they're still a ways away from having a potential drug to market, but being able to be part of a company that is trying to do something like this is really exciting too. You know, it's not like we're investing into or I'm investing into a company that is a dirty oil company. Not that I've got anything against oil companies, but you know, might not be contributing as much to the environment or whatever. But you guys get what I'm saying. So, anyways, let's see what's going on for the overall indexes. And this was one really cool thing as well. The S&P and the Nasdaq are in the red. The Dow's in the green by 50 points. So essentially a flat day. And Mindmed's crushing it. So, in terms of commodities, we got to take a look, guys. Gold's at 1842, not doing too much. Silver is flat. I won't talk to you guys too much about gold and silver today. Mindmed has grabbed the spotlight yet again. And now that it's 319, let's spend some time and talk, you know, about what you guys want to talk about. So let's start by smashing the like button. And letting me know whereabouts in the world you guys are tuning in from today. And how's the weather? Because the weather's looking pretty good here, I will say. Whereabouts are you guys from? I love this question. I used to ask this when ACB live streams got crazy amounts of people. Like, for anyone who remembers, we used to get like, at one point I had like 1,100 or 1,200 people on an ACB live stream. Man, crazy. The center of the earth. Halifax, Nova Scotia. Kelowna, BC. Calgary, Vancouver, PEI, weather's pretty. Germany, some international people in the house. Utah. Houston, Texas. Who's in Halifax? Shout out. Lots of Canadians in the house. Wow, guys. Oh, wait. No, I thought that was the wrong That's the wrong video. We have 54 likes so far. Good. Let's get it to 100. Still no snow in northern Minnesota. Pakistan, Windsor, Ontario. Toronto. When should we buy more if it doesn't hit $3 to $3.30? Oh man, that is such a tough question. That is such a tough question. Our first serious rain starting a couple hours since about April. Northern California, lucky. Toronto, Atlanta, ATL in the house. What's up? We all get rich. We should have a giant Mindmed party. I agree. Let's do it. That would be actually so cool. Mississauga. Hello from New Jersey. Thanks for sharing that, guys. From Yahoo, Numerous Wellness commends Health Canada for its intent to make MDMA and psilocybin treatment available through the Special Access Program. So you know what? Let's look at a few other psychedelic stocks, because Mindmed's not the only one that's running today. Although maybe you guys might be tuning in for that. OMG. I just bought more Mindmed. No snow, southern Minnesota. Aaron, what do you think about Better Plant Sciences and Mind Cure Health? We'll look at that in a later video. Please comment that on Departures Stocks community section. Right here you can see there's a thing for you to comment, future videos, posts, things that you would like to see. So if you have any requests, just go to Departure Stocks, subscribe, that's our new channel, and comment on the most recent community post with anything you guys have. Can you talk about Numi's valuation compared to Mindmed? Big deal with MAPS. What is Numi's valuation? They are now at 165 million. Mindmed's at 1.15, so 10 times less. Hard to say. I want to do a video on that, so I'm not gonna comment. But off the top of my head, obviously, Numinous is a much smaller cap company. I feel like they also have a lot of upside. But when we go to the smaller cap and the smaller cap companies, we really got to do our research and due diligence, because that's where it gets a little riskier. So you can find some big winners, but more risk, more reward. But when there's ever more risk, it's a bigger potential for loss. What would be a good point to add to Planet? I'm not in Planet 13, if that's the one you're talking about. But I will take a look at the charts. Vancouver, man, I actually kind of want to consider moving to Vancouver. Vancouver is, I like the mountains. What do you expect when the NASDAQ listing? Amsterdam in the house. I'm glad I screenshot that comment of this guy on Discord saying he won't touch that junk with a 7-foot pole. Well, yeah. Things change. That's what happens. If you put yourself out there on the internet, it can go really good, it can go really bad. So if you make a bold claim, it's either going to go one way or the other. It's going to keep doubling, so anytime it's a good time to jump in, think long-term investment. Those aren't my words. Never financial advice, obviously. But so far that's been true. But keep in mind, guys, as these breakouts get more intense, more money pours in. The money that pours in, inevitably a percentage of this money will not be long-term money. So I just want to state that, it's just, we've seen it in every single company that explodes like this in such a short period of time. So just always be meaningful of that, please. And don't, that's all I gotta say. Be happy, be humble, and yeah. God Jaden, good question. I mean, I said, I'd evaluate the situation around $4, and here we are. So keep you guys updated. The best weather in the country is in Kelowna, BC. I'd have to check it out. My only concern is how far is it to Vancouver. I bought them on Bourse Frankfurt. Does that matter? Probably not. It just whatever is easiest for you. And that probably works better, so you don't have to do a bunch of currency conversion. So yeah, guys, I'll stay for 5 or 10 more minutes. Anyone reacting in the chat would be great as well. Yeah, so let Pete know what your thoughts are on buying on Frankfurt. I don't think that's a big deal. That's probably like his best option. But anyways, that's the only thing. 4 hours from Vancouver is a little too far for me because I do have a lot of business associates in Vancouver, which if I was to ever move, that would be why I would move there. Not to be 4 hours away, unfortunately, but I'd have to visit. I'd have to see. Wouldn't rule it out. FOMO is big right now. Should we be waiting for a dip before the next move? Oh, that's such a hard question, and that's the thing, right? Like we moved up so much this month, and I thought, okay, we went from $1.18 to $3.50. Things are gonna cool down a little bit. Nope. Just when we thought that was gonna happen, and we exploded up a full $1 per share. I did not end up buying more Mindmed. I did want to wait till 3:30. We never got it. I never bought it. I bought a bunch of other things. I heard that, Mike. I don't know if that's what she meant. I sure hope that that's not true. That's craziness. I'm 19 and I'm starting to make a lot of money off this. It feels weird. Madison, why are they listed as a COVID emptor? Potentially an old listing. Madison, I believe, it's an older listing that has changed. There are no dips, only ups and consolidation. So far, that's pretty much been the case. Like, really this time, this last move really impressed me. I didn't expect it to get a Friday like this. I'm happy. But my only concern is that with no dips, it's going to create a FOMO environment, a snowballing FOMO environment. Not that that's a bad thing, because things are happening so fast these days, and it's not the only company. Like we've seen crazy things happening. But if and when we get some kind of pullback, it might lay the foundation for, a more sustainable higher move up, because maybe, some longer term investors might come back into the market. Not to say that these investors aren't longer term investors. I'm a long term